Welcome back. Now we're talking football. I'm sure some people are busy turning off their television sets right now. But we need to talk about it so that we can move forward from the, learn from our disappointment, should I say, and then move ahead from there and make sure that we do better the next time. We didn't qualify, having drawn with South Africa 2-2 on Wednesday it was. And this marks a real big low for football in Nigeria. And there are many fans out there who are not very happy right now. Now we're going to look at why we did the way that we did, and we're going to look at the way forward. And to do that with us this morning, we have three sports analysts, starting with Mr. Fred Edore, who is the chairman of the Sports Writers Association of Nigeria, Lagos branch. Good morning.
Yeah, my pleasure to be here.
And sitting next to him is Mr. Harry Awurumibe.
Good morning.
And then, of course, it's my pleasure, because he hasn't been on Sunrise for a long time. Excuse me. I'd like to welcome Dudu Orume. Good to have you with us after several years. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
On paper, it did look like we were going to win that match, because we haven't lost to South Africa in, what, how many matches? 10? But,
Yeah.
well, it came to the doing of it, and we couldn't. Fred?
Well, you know, you don't judge football from just the moment. You know, we started showing signs that we'll be losing to some of these African teams long ago, but we didn't notice it, or we didn't mind it. You know,
we didn't pay attention.
We didn't pay attention. You know, we didn't qualify for World Cup 2006. We lost to Angola. That was an indication.
From
2002 to 2004 to 2006, we're placing third in the Nations Cup. That was an indication of stagnation, and we didn't, you know, do anything about it. Our football came to a hook at a point. We weren't moving up, we weren't coming down, probably because of the pedigree we carried from '94. But nobody saw that something was wrong. There was a bit of stagnancy. 2002, 2004, 2006, you were just placing third. 2008, you came to fourth. 2010, you came back to third. So you were somewhere. And you were beginning to have problems with countries like Togo, with countries like Benin Republic. You know, those signs were already showing. But we were not scientific about it. So losing to Angola, losing to South Africa, I mean, losing in the qualifiers where you have South Africa, you have Congo, you have Sudan, for some of us wasn't really a surprise. There was a trend that perhaps the people in the football establishment didn't take time to read properly.
Okay, let me ask
Harry.
Fred, Harry, yes, as a sports analyst, and you look at the things that has happened over the years, but you come to a point where Nigeria actually won the Nations Cup. Would you say that based on what we just heard now, it was a fluke, or there was a rhythm to that madness that got us there?
Well, my honest opinion, and having been, you know, a stakeholder in this thing, it's a fluke. The signs my colleague stated here were there. You know, just like what we'll call, for the purists, we say the whitewash sepulcher. You know, the inside is rotten, but the outside, you know, Christmas is coming for those of us that come from the East, that go home every Christmas. By now, we instruct people to start painting the houses, you know, cutting the grasses. Yeah, some of them have been leaking over the period of 11 months. So that was exactly what happened. It was not because of, oh, Keshi is a fantastic coach, or we have fantastic players, and that's why 2 years ago in South Africa, you know, we went there and picked the trophy. It's a combination of luck. Every day we pray, you know, and it's also because, you know, the administrative part of it we are taking care of. We know some of us that are very close to that. But it's not because we played the most beautiful football out there 2 years ago. you and I know the first game we struggled, the second game we wrote them off, at the third game, courtesy of Victor Moses, who got 2 penalties, we were able to go to the the next round, and it was just like that until they knocked off the well-prepared Cote d'Ivoire, and we said, wait a minute, then after that we said, hey, all is well. We came back here, an appreciative country, which I'm proud to be part of, recognized these guys, the coaching crew, gave them all that they needed, and they went to sleep. And the signs were there, like he rightly pointed out. It was not as a result that we worked hard for it. There are questions of element of luck in everything anybody.
Okay, let's talk to someone who's a football administrator.
Former administrator.
Yeah, former administrator. With your experience, if we're to look at what we've done so far, that got us to win the Nations Cup after so many years of not winning, and according to what Fred had said, where we're getting 3rd and 4th and at times not doing too well, but somehow we did get to the final and we won it.
And we won it.
What is it we're missing as an element from that angle of administration that has led us to where we are today?
I think football is a reflection of the society. We live on talent. There's a limit to talent. Talent is probably accountable for about 30%, at most 40% of what you need to get success. To excel. And we live on talent all the time. And then when a huge dose of luck drops in, they said fluke, I would rather say a huge dose of luck, and then we win Cup of Nations. A very permissive society just says, oh, nothing happened, oh, we won. Why those other people, why didn't they have luck, and the rest of it? There's been a structural defect in the system. The football, the custodians of our football haven't done it in nearly 20 years. It's been a dysfunctional system. And for those of us who say, hey, there's something wrong here, they say, oh, come on, you don't know what you're talking about. You become the hater of the system, you become unpatriotic, you're vilified, but you're telling them the truth. Point really is, we got to a point where we won the Cup of Nations with a huge dose of luck, I must re-emphasize. The wise man should have sat down to analyze what happened. I dare the FA to publish a technical report written by Stephen Keshi. It answers nothing. And so we went to the World Cup and came out, one good call from the ref disallowing equalizer, and we managed to get into the second round. Everybody says, oh, Keshi's done what West Ham has done. But West Ham did that 20 years ago. And it's a brand. I'm a believer in the profile of a brand. The profile of the brand when West Ham came was Papa Eagles. Nobody wanted to watch Eagles play. But by the time he left, it was the team to watch. It was rated the 5th best team in the world. And it's our inability to manage, success. That's why we didn't get up to the semifinals then. By this time, we're going to the World Cup. Stephen Keshi went to the World Cup with only about 12 players. The rest of them were fit for the rehabilitation center. And they took them there, and, in my opinion, suddenly the Eagles became trading places. You invite players and give them 15 minutes run out. They become international footballers, good for, some backward European league or some situated in some forest in Asia. Okay. And then they say, we have a national team. And you're expecting to beat South Africa, who have a planned program. They don't have the kind of talents we have, but they have organization, which is 60% of what we need, and we do not have it.
Okay, let me come back to you, Fred. The way we have reported different matches and the way we perceive our style of play and everything seem to smack of something that means that we're saying we're really actually not up to scratch.
Yeah, I think like he pointed out, we were rated 5th in the world, and we had quality football. we were a beauty to watch. We all agreed, the world agreed that this was a team. And we knew the quality of our team. Now, the players in the 94 set, which of them was probably among the best 5 in their wings in the world. It was that quality. And from that point, you saw that we won the African Footballer of the Year back-to-back severally. Now, after that period, we're no longer in contention in the African Footballer of the Year series for about 8-10 years now. And the players, our players in Europe, you don't see them in the top league, in the top football clubs anymore, like we used to have them. So, you always see the signs. We are not there. But the Yorubas have a proverb. They say, if you have 100 yams and you lie that you have 200, after eating 100 yams, you will eat 100 lies. So we're actually eating rice. We say to ourselves, oh, come on, we have thousands of fantastic footballers. But he's saying they're in Bangladesh. Our highest goal scorer at a point went to play in Libya. Another one went to Vietnam. Now, these are the people you are talking about.
What happened to the Arsenal where we used to be before?
They don't have the quality to play in Arsenal. They don't have the quality to play in Man U. They don't have the quality to play in Bayern Munich. But in days of Finidi George, when Ajax was top ranked,
yes.
we saw them there. We saw them. We saw Kanu also in Arsenal. We saw Mokachi. We saw this player. We saw even Stephen Keshi. My problem is, Stephen Keshi, you played with West Ham. You knew how that team was built. There was a philosophy behind it. When West Ham came, he said, hey, you guys like to play samba football like the South Americans, but it is not really your culture. You need to add some cutting edge to it. You Africans, you have speed and you have strength. We need to put this into your game to add to the samba football that you admire of the South Americans. And when he put that, cocktail, so to speak, together, we became a world beater.
Okay, let me ask Harry then. When you look at what we have been able to achieve, no matter how small it is, would you say that, yes, forget about fluke or anything else, would you say that Stephen Keshi overachieved, or it just happened by luck, as Mr. Rume said here?
I've stated it earlier before that winning the Nations Cup in South Africa didn't come as a result that we worked hard for it, that it was a combination of luck,
we fumbled and stumbled into it.
Like one of our coaches in the 8th grade said, we wobble and fumble into the finals of a competition. That was exactly what happened. Like a senior colleague here has stated, he played under Westerhoff. And I'm not among the people that said getting to the second round of the World Cup even, he has achieved what Westerhoff has achieved. No, far from it. We had the potentials to go beyond that. So
in terms of talent,
he
or
won
in terms
the Nations
of
Cup. The
structure?
question you asked me,
Yes.
he won the Nations Cup with us, but it's not as a result that he overachieved. For me, I think he lacked in tactical play. Games of these days are not won by what your players can play from wherever you bring them together. You must have a game plan. You must have a tactics. And you must have got what it takes to change the course of the game. You must be a good match reader. If you watch all these European teams, club size and national teams, it's not only the man standing, the boss, is the person that is working there. You must have your backroom staff. They must have video analysts. You must have scouts, those who go and see what your opponents are doing with their teams. Who is the backroom staff of Stephen Keshi? Is it
spies?
Yes.
Spies as well.
Yes. So
No, but even if you had those ones, Keshi's
who is Valerie?
Keshi's
Who is
ego
Valerie
is too
Valerie?
big.
Who is
Keshi's
Valerie?
ego will always be between him and good decisions.
Yes.